Welcome to another MECH 1000 video. We are working on drawing 10.4 from the textbook. It's an assembly drawing that includes many parts. In the previous videos we completed the cap, and now we are going to create the base. So I'm gonna make sure I'm on my 0 layer, or whatever my visible line layer is. And let's start with a rectangle. Let's start with a rectangle that is 9.5 inches wide and 3 inches tall. Oop, that's right, I've got my dynamic input turned off, so I need to put in the @ symbol at 9.5, comma 3. And then there's another sort of overlapping rectangle in that top view that is 6 inches wide by 4. So I'm not going to worry about its exact location as I make it. Just going to make it the right size at 6, comma 4. And now I can move it into place. First I'll line up these midpoints. And then this one is an inch taller than that one. So I need to move it up 1/2 inch to get them centered up with each other. Okay, and let's trim out the insides of these. I might need to redraw some lines there. Okay, didn't mean to draw that one, just got kind of stuck. Okay, so again we have fillets. The general note says fillet radius 1/8 unless specified otherwise, and in this case they are specified otherwise. We have some 1/4 inch fillets. So I'll select fillet, R, enter, 0.25, enter, and round off these 4 outside corners, here, 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 and here with the 1/4 inch fillets. Now I believe that's it as far as the 1/4 inch fillets, so I think all other fillets are going to be 1/8 inch. So fillet, R, enter, 0.125, enter, for our 1/8 inch fillets. So inside corners like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, those are all 1/8 inch. And let's see what else we've got going on here. I'm going to draw a line from, where's that midpoint? There's the midpoint. From the midpoint down to establish the center line. We have some visible lines, some edges that are 7 inches apart, so that's going to be offset 3.5 inches from the center to the right and to the left. Yep, and then I'll fillet those in like, I don't want to do that. So I think I need to explode this because I started off with a rectangle instead of just lines. This is all one item, like a polyline. I don't want that, so let's explode that and explode this so I can work with individual elements. Let's go back to that fillet, R, 0.125. Now I know this is going to trim off this line, but I can just redraw those lines in there, no problem. So just redraw that line, and that one, and that one, and that one. It looks like it didn't make that one quite long enough, so let's stretch that one over. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got some hidden lines. You know what I think I might do though? I might move down to the, I think I can get rid of that. Move down to the front view of this before I try to figure out where all those hidden lines go. I think it might be easier to draw the front view and then pull some construction lines up to locate those hidden lines. So let's see. Maybe I'll just start with a line command instead of rectangles. We've got a 9.5 inch wide base. Then we go up 1.5 inches. And then we come over the difference between 7 and 9.5. Well, actually, I'll just use my snap tracking to touch that up here. And then use that green line to get that. And then up 1 and over. My snap tracking doesn't want to. There we go. There. Down 1 and out and back down. Okay. Let's do the. Let's first establish our center line. Nope, that's crooked. Come on. Maybe I need to turn off my snap mode for a second. Let's try it again. There we go. Midpoint down to perpendicular. And let's go with the dovetail. Let's do the dovetail at the bottom. It's 4.5 inches wide. So if I offset this 2.25 to the right and to the left, that establishes the width of the opening of the dovetail. And I'll copy this bottom line up. Make sure it's up 1/2 inch. That's the depth of the dovetail. And then the dovetail angle is 45 degrees. So if I'm going to turn off ortho mode and turn on my polar tracking and set it to 45. Now to make sure I'm getting that 45 angle, I'm going to draw it a little extra long. I want to make sure I'm snapping to that green line. I'll do the same thing over here. I'll start it there. Make sure it's 45. It's okay if it's a little bit long. I could trim this, but another trick, instead of using trim command to clean up corners, is to use the fillet command with a 0 radius. So R enter, 0 enter. Click those 2 lines and those 2 lines. There we go. And then I can trim the middle. Now I can get rid of these vertical lines. So there's the dovetail slot at the bottom. What else do we have going on here? We've got these 2 semicircular grooves at the top, and they are spaced apart 3.5 inches. So I'm going to draw a circle that has a radius of 0.75. And I'm going to move this one to the left. They're spaced 3.5 inches apart. Half of 3.5 is 1 3/4. And then I'll copy that back to the right, 3.5. And now I can trim the top halves of those circles and trim that out. Then we've got a radius of 1.25, and I'll copy this. I'll trim it first. Let's trim top half of that, and then copy from the center of that circle to the center of that one, and then connect the quadrant points or midpoints, and then trim again. So you may notice that there's actually a little mistake in the book. They've drawn the left side of this incorrectly, but we're going to fix that. We're going to fix it by drawing it the right way. Okay, then we have. Okay, we've got this couple vertical lines here that are spaced 1.5 inches apart. Half of that is 0.75. So I'll offset that to the right and to the left, and then trim. And trim in between them, like that. And then use a fillet with a radius of 1/8 of an inch to round off that corner and that one. Okay, so the only other thing left to do now in the front view is to add the holes. But before I do that, I'm going to go back up to the top view, draw some construction lines. So the bottom of the dovetail slot, the opening of the dovetail slot is going to show up in the top view here. It has hidden lines. Let's trim off those lines and then put these on the hidden layer. So we've got those. We have from the center of those semicircles. Okay, these are going to be center lines. And let's move them up and then back out again. Let's turn on the grid snap, move them out. Gonna have to change up my snap setting to 0.0625, I guess. So maybe I'll take it out 1, 2, 3, 4 snaps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same thing at the top. Actually, maybe I'll use the stretch command, do them both at once. Should snap to a specific point. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what else can we do here? Maybe it's time to add the holes. We have 29/64 holes. So let's see what that is as a decimal. 29/64 equals 0.453125. Okay, so I'll make a circle. I'll make it right here to start with a diameter of 0.453125. Okay, and then I'm going to need to move it 1/2 inch down. Now it's a threaded hole, so we need to show another circle surrounding it on a hidden line layer to show dashed lines. Now we don't need to get so specific as to find out what the major and minor diameter of the threads are. We really just need to show a circle there. It's really more of a symbol than an actual representation of the threads. But looks like we're probably going to have to do that in the next video because I'm coming up on 14.5 minutes. I'm not going to be able to finish this drawing in this video. So I'm going to end it right here, and we will continue making those threaded holes in the next video.